Hey everybody, what's up? How you doing? It's Broman. We're back. And we're gonna do it, chat. We're gonna go over these changes. I've heard about them, but I haven't read through this myself. So I thought it would be fun to read through it together, and then you'll get to see my initial reaction, everything, and my thoughts. So premise: they're changing stuff to get ready for the season of opulence. Let's get into it. Whisper of the Worm. Whisper has already been adjusted in the Season of the Drifter, but an exotic that can generate an infinite amount of heavy ammo is a gigantic outlier and renders many weapons irrelevant in certain encounters. While exotics are intended to be powerful, bypassing the ammo economy causes us to adjust enemies to compensate. This results in sniper rifles being punished because of Whisper's unique ability. As a result, we're removing ammo generation ability so that we can increase the effectiveness of all snipers that don't have endless ammo supply. So now White Nail pulls ammo from the reserve, so you have 18 shots from your Whisper in optimal use. So I get what they're saying, but this hurts because it's like they gave everybody a toy in D1 and then took it away. And then now they're giving everyone they gave everyone the toy back, and then they're doing the exact same thing that they did previously. I get the logic that they are trying to fix it so that all snipers are useful. I don't know if that means that we're talking about all the rest of the snipers getting a buff or not, but it's just a bad look. I get what they're trying to do. I assumed they solved for this problem when they brought the Whisper back, and I guess they didn't. Sleeper Simulant. The reduction of bounced shot damage for the Simulant's already present on several important enemies. We're now making this reduction part of the weapon. The difference is the damage is too large between a single shot of the Sleeper and an angled shot that pierces the target and also hits the target again with bounced projectiles. Much like the Whisper, we've had to adjust enemies around the potential. Making these changes as a permanent part of the weapon, we can get more balanced. So they reduced ricochet. My chair is like not holding me up right now. Reduced ricochet bounce damage on boss combatants, modified behavior, total damage is unchanged, but non-precision shots are significantly more forgiving. Okay. This, I understand. I didn't see much of this happening. But all right, that's the change they want to make. That's cool. Lord of Wolves. Lord of Wolves received a massive increase in damage with the full benefits of shotgun changes in Season of the Drifter. Yeah, we all know the Lord of Wolves got super busted. So PvE changes. Reduced damage by 20%. Lord of Wolves perk has been reworked. No longer triggers automatically on kills. The effect is now triggered on reloading. PvE damage and range on this effect have been removed and replaced with universal damage bonus. Okay. So they tweaked the Lord of Wolves so that you're not going to just randomly start shooting 10 shots at a time. And now there's no damage range bonus. We just have a damage bonus without a range increase. All in all, I don't feel like that's a bad thing. I feel like that's good. It's interesting. It means it won't be the only choice in Gambit anymore. But it's just sad to read all this stuff and say like, oh, goodbye, and all these weapons we love. Ace of Spades. Number of perks in the weapon combined with the semi-permanent effect of Memento Mori gives the weapon too many advantages compared to other weapons. Now Memento Mori ends when you stow the weapon. You'll have to decide whether or not you'll keep your weapon drawn to retain the bonus. Okay. PvP damage bonus is slightly reduced to prevent two-tapping Guardians while Vengeance was active. Specifically, you need 4 resilience to survive this. Okay. Memento Mori is active for 6 shots again, up from 5. Okay. So you got to keep your Ace of Spades out if you want to keep dumpstering people in PvP. Exotic armor. Okay. This is the big one. So all exotic armors that produce too much orbs are being changed. So the Skull of Dire Ahamkara, Orpheus Rings, Phoenix Protocol will receive super energy back with diminishing returns. making it more rare to get back a full super. Shards of Galanor and Ursa Furiosa had their super gain caps reduced to be in parity with the other changes. So you could still use your Ursa to make, like, you know, and your Protectee shield to make ass loads of orbs, but you're not going to get as much super back. Gwizinvest has its energy reduced from 15 to 8% for killing 1 or 2 Guardians. Still scales up similar to before when killing 3 or more Guardians. PvE energy returns remain similar. We're sympathetic about the facts that the changes we made in the interest of balancing combat and game design can be jarring. It was important that we had this conversation before you read the patch notes. We know many of you are riding on a day one season of opulence. Hopefully this intel will assist you in building perfect monster killing machines for the next season of play. So all of this, all of these changes, in my mind, have been made specifically to balance the game around whatever the new raid encounter is. A lot of these tweaks are fundamental changes to how you do damage to PvE enemies. So my takeaway from all of this is we are probably going to see a lot of precision heavy combatants in the new raid that may or may not have large hitboxes that ricocheting could be used exploitively to do damage. Maybe even up close encounters where the Lord of Wolves would have could have overly simplified the encounter by giving everyone in the group an incredibly strong option. Ace of Spades seems like a PvP change that has been coming for a while. And exotic armors being changed to reduce the amount of super that you can get, to me, feels like there will be a lot of goddamn enemies in the raid, maybe in every boss encounter. And if we had old Orpheus rigs or old shards, it would wipe ad waves very effectively, rendering that encounter useless. So my takeaway from all of this is these changes were made most likely because whoever's playtesting the raid at Bungie was using current builds and the raid seemed a little bit too easy. That could be totally off base, but if the goal is to make sure that the raid encounter is difficult and in line with their design philosophy, then tweaking the rest of the game so that the raid is difficult and in line with their design philosophy makes sense. I am sympathetic to the idea of we want to see more exotic diversity. But when the whole game has sort of been built around super regeneration and things like that, and then you kind of remove that stuff, it's just silly. I don't know how you're ever going to end up with folks opting in to use the Ashen Wake over something that's going to generate super or things like that. As always, my thoughts on Destiny exotics are some of them really do feel exotic and then some of them just feel fun. And I would really like to see everything feel exotic instead of just being like an exotic choice or a fun choice. Like, if the Ashen Wake turned your fusion grenades into gigantic explosions instead of just giving you more and faster recharge, things like that. How do you encourage a Titan to pick the Dune Marchers over the the Ursa? It's got to be something a little bit more than just you run fast. There are a lot of cool options, and I hope optimistically that this is the step in the direction of making everything feel exotic instead of making everything feel fun and then 2 or 3 things feel truly exotic and truly fundamentally change the way you play the game. I think that's the goal of exotic armor, is this guy wears this piece of armor. they are going to play like this now because they can't without it. And I hope that we just see more choices that direct things that way. If not, it's just gonna be a lot of disappointment. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. I do appreciate you guys watching. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure to follow me everywhere you follow me. Professor Broman on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Would appreciate seeing your lovely faces over there during the Season of Opulence launch while we race for world first yet again. And it'll be a good time. Peace.